All right, buddy. So, what's your name and where are you from for the people that might not know?
What's going on with you today? Death That Brain, man, my boy, man. It's a
What's up,
very
man?
highly anticipated interview today.
I know that's right, man. I know that's
My
right.
name the Big Seven, man, and I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I got incarcerated when I was 15 years old, and I got sentenced to 13 years in prison finally when I was 17 years old. So from 15 to 17, I was fighting my case until I turned 17, and then I finally uh, got sentenced to 13 years, and they sent me up the road at 17.
Okay, well, Big Seven, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, the Big Seven. Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I think this is gonna be one wild story, man. I mean, let's like I do with everyone else, man. Let's start from the beginning. You said 13 was when all this kind of started for you with the big crimes. You said,
Well, my case, I actually got incarcerated at 15 years old.
oh,
I had
15.
been, I had been involved in the streets really my whole life.
Okay.
Unfortunately, because of just my mother, my upbringing, I grew up in very uh, poverty-stricken neighborhood in Cincinnati, Ohio, um, and it was just a real harsh life for me growing up as a child in poverty without a father. The circumstances that I was faced with at an early age was just something that you would never really want on a child or even imagine to have to ever go through as a child.
Yeah.
So I was always seeing things firsthand at an early age, probably from the earliest age I can remember, 9 years old. I was already seeing street activity involved in directly in my home, and every time I stepped outside of my home.
Yeah, a lot of people can't even fathom living in an environment like that. And a lot of people look at criminals one way, but they don't know their past. You know what I mean, and what helped mold that criminal. Would you say at that young of an age were you looking up to anybody that's been in prison already?
Unfortunately, I did idolize a lot of the wrong people at a real young age, just because of so let me tell you this, like, as everybody noticed, I'm black, and growing up black in America sometimes is it's a lot that comes with that,
Mm,
because um sometimes we don't have the same opportunities afforded to us, or the same um concern, you know what I'm saying, as
yeah,
it would be with somebody else.
yeah,
And it's very unfortunate, but we get glazed over a lot of times, especially in the inner city neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? It's really no light being shed on the inner city children. So therefore, the inner city children, they have no hope within themselves, and all they see is darkness
mm,
because of the surroundings. You know what I'm saying? And it's very, very sad, very sad. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? And I still live with a lot of trauma from childhood,
yeah.
even today as a grown man. I'm 30 years old,
Hmm.
and I've been free from prison 2 years now. And now that I have been incarcerated and went through that whole ordeal, now I had like two strikes.
Hmm.
I'm black, and I have a felony on my record. Probably one of the most worstest felonies that you can imagine.
M note. I'm guessing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into them. Are you able to speak? I know with these murder cases, I've had plenty of individuals on here that had the same kind of crime, man. And, some of them, they can't really speak on it. Are you able to speak on it at all or how it kind of went down?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm definitely open to speak about my case. His name It's no secret, man. It was on the news. I made the news at 15 years old. My case was very high profile case, so you know, yeah.
Well, let's hear it, man. I'll let you take the reins.
So just because of my living situation, growing up without a father at an early age and things like that, my mother, she tried the best that she could, being a single parent mother, um, but it was hard for her, and especially with a out of control teenager, you know what I'm saying, who don't want to listen. It's really hard. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I was going through my emotions growing up in school and rebelling, not want to listen, dealing with my own insecurity within myself because of my poverty, because I didn't have a father. All these things was eating at me inside, and because of that, I was lashing out. You know what I'm saying? I fought a lot as a young kid in school. I acted out a lot. I really didn't even like school because my life was so real at home that I couldn't even get through a day without thinking about what was going on at home or thinking about what I was gonna have to do when I got out of school. With that on my mind,
Mm.
I was in the streets constantly, um, in the streets trying to find peace because you're a child. You think that you can find it out here. You think that you can find love or whatever it is that you're seeking out here in the streets. So I'm looking for it out here. I'm with the homies and every day thinking that they love me. And so that became my safe haven, was the streets and my guys, my homies. And
Were you a part of any organization at that young of an age, or just around people in it?
yeah, I had got involved into gang activity at an early age when I was around like 11 years old.
Mm.
I was involved with the blood set.
Okay.
This when I lived in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, because I was getting into so much trouble in Cincinnati that my mom, she got so worried about me and the route that I was going. She sent me to North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, with my aunt.
Mm. She
11.
had no idea you're about to become a blood, man.
Yeah.
God dang, that's
And I went
crazy.
out there and it didn't help. Me moving didn't help because once you lost, you lost.
Yeah.
And I was already lost. So I had just went out of town and was into the same mess that I was into in Cincinnati. It didn't stop. It just continued. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out there into the same mess, finding trouble, boom, boom, boom. And she ended up moving out there. Long story short, I ended up moving back to Cincinnati, Ohio,
Mm-hmm.
because I had got taken from my mother. Yeah, it's a lot, bruh. It's a lot, bruh. Like I got
Yeah.
taken from my mom. They tried to put me into foster care at like 13 years old, but my aunt and uncle came and got custody of me.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I had lived with them for maybe a year, 2 years until I turned 15 years old. But I was in a youth detention center in Charlotte, North Carolina for 6 months until they finally got me because I was on probation already and I had violated my probation. I was on a run from my probation officer. So they finally caught up with me. I was in a stolen car
Ah.
with my homies. Yeah, it was a lot, bro. I was
Yeah.
involved in a lot at a real young age, bro. Like I be telling people these stories and they just be like, man, I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. But
Yeah.
nah, real talk, this is what was going on. So I ended up getting sent with my aunt and uncle. They didn't put me in foster care. So when they came to get me, I'm trying to do my best that I could. You know what I'm saying? My aunt and uncle, they lived a little bit more they was a little bit more fortunate.
Yeah. A little more
They
scratch, huh?
right. And it was a total shock. It was a culture shock for me because I'm not used to, living in the suburbs. I'm used to living in a whole nother environment. I'm
Yeah.
not used to having a curfew. I'm not used to, having to come in and do chores. I'm not used to structure. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't used to a lot of that stuff at a young age because unfortunately when I was at home living with my mom, I didn't have to do none of those things. And now as a grown man, I'm very thankful for the structure that my aunt and uncle tried to give me at that age.
Yeah, I'm right.
I didn't understand the value on what they was giving me then. But now as a grown man, I do appreciate the lessons that they was trying to teach me. And
Mm.
unfortunately, I had to go through a lot just to get where I'm at today,
Yeah.
just to get the mindset that I had today. I had to go through all these unfortunate mishaps in my life just to, you know, get my man right.
Yeah.
But so, anyways, I kept getting in trouble. I started getting in trouble out there in Charlotte,
Yeah.
living with my aunt and uncle. So my uncle got fed up with me eventually. We get into a physical altercation, which led me to move back to Cincinnati with my mom. So now I'm 15 years old out here.
Gang member.
Um, right. And I glazed through so much. Like I glazed through so much of my life, bro.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to get to this prison thing.
That's how it is
You know what I'm
sometimes, man.
saying?
That's how it is. But take your time, bro. Take your time. Open up, unpack it. If, whatever you want to say, man, it's yours. You know what I mean?
Nah, for sure. So, um, when I was 11, I had witnessed my first murder. I was in Charlotte at this time, and just I used to hang with a lot of older people. I was young, but I hung with a lot of older people at a young age because in my household it was a lot of older people. Uh, my mom hustled; she sold drugs, so my house was a trap house.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, at a young age, that's what I witnessed was a lot of drug activity taking place in my household.
Yeah.
So I hung with the older cats that used to be, you know, around, around in my home and just around the neighborhood because they all would know me because of my mom. Because
Yeah.
my mom hustled. That's Bree's son. Everybody know Bree from around the way because she hustled. She gonna get to that bag. That's just my mama.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, I was like idle, like in the neighborhood, just amongst the youth because my mama was like a not just a petty hustler, but like a big time hustler. Like you know what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like she had a lot of respect in the neighborhood amongst a lot of people, and and in turn, like my house would be just the spot where a lot of people would hang out, a lot of hustlers would hang out, and a lot of people would just congregate and have fun. They would have dice games
Mm-hmm.
at my house, card games. Music would constantly be playing, just people just enjoying themselves, even in the worst situation that you could think, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
people just really enjoying themselves. So, um, I'm 11. It would be 17. I'm hanging out with 17-year-old guys at 11.
Yeah.
I'm already smoking. I'm already, dabbling with liquor, drinking a little bit. So when I moved back to Cincinnati, Ohio, after getting into all of this mischief with my aunt and uncle and them trying their best to, you know, help me grow and develop into a young man, a good young man. But I was rebelling so much because I was already so traumatized from seeing so much at an early age that I couldn't even appreciate the gifts that they was trying to give me at the time. And instantly, reality sets back in that, you know, um, life life was pretty good with my aunt and them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Reality finally sets in that life was pretty good with them.
Yeah.
And
That's what
and I
they
really
say. You never know what you got until it's gone.
nah for real. Uh, they say the grass ain't always greener on the other side, boy. And I had to realize that the hard way because I know that one thing I never had to worry about was, walking into the house and going into the refrigerator and it being empty.
Yeah.
Living with I never had to worry about things like that. I knew I had my own room. I had my own bed that I could sleep comfortable in every night without it being a million people running in and out of my house constantly 24/7, all times of the day and night. I could get a good night's rest being a child. I could get up early for school, how I supposed to. I could have breakfast in the morning. And back living with my mom, you know, it's real. It's real. And anybody who out here listening to this, man, if y'all got anything worth living good for, value it, bro. Because it be the simple things that we take for granted that the next person might not have. And you'll be surprised like how much you wish you had that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
For real.
Hmm.
So so instantly I'm back into this fire, man, living with my mom in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm back faced with, how I'm gonna provide for myself now, um, how I'm gonna eat, how I'm gonna survive, how I'm gonna, make it home, how I'm gonna, just everything. Like everything is just back. The world, the weight of the world is back on my shoulders. No matter how much I love my mom, like do not get it wrong. I love my mom with all my heart. I love my mom. You know what I'm saying? That's what's really around my neck. This is my mom. She passed away while I was
Oh
incarcerated.
man.
Yeah, this is her right here, bro.
Sorry to
But
hear that, man. My condolences for real.
yeah. Nah. That sounds good, bro. But we're gonna get to that though. So 15 years old, I'm back out here in Cincinnati, bro, and I'm moving and grooving. I'm in the streets, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no guidance, nobody watching me, nobody to look over me, nobody to really be concerned about me or my well-being. So I'm just really living day to day, trying my best to survive, bro, out
Hmm.
here as a kid at 15 years old. Um, I didn't have a lot coming in. It was times where we didn't even have food in the refrigerator sometimes, bro. So, my mind is always racing. Even at a young age, my mind is constantly racing. How can I provide? How can I make some type of moves to eat today? You know what I'm saying? So, I'm scheming. At a young age, I started robbing. I was breaking into houses. I caught my first breaking being in at 11 or 12 years old. And that's why I got put on probation. Because I used to break into people's houses just to get food. I would literally just break into your house. I would not take anything else out of the home but the food out of the refrigerator and the freezer. And
Damn.
I would bag it up and take it home and put it in my refrigerator and in my freezer. Because we literally didn't have nothing to eat. So I had caught my first B&E at like 11 or 12 doing that, and they put me on probation. And so that was my means to an ends. You know what I'm saying? Was breaking into homes to get food a lot of times. That's how I started out.
Yeah.
And then it just graduated into full blown robbery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I would just, because sometimes the food just wouldn't be enough. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the food just wouldn't be enough. Sometimes I needed money. I remember one time me and my mom had got evicted. Money was necessary. So I graduated to robbery, and now I'm out here, just petty robbing people, taking they money out their pockets, their cell phone, if they had some jewelry on, things like that. Maybe if they had some nice glasses on, I would take those too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's it. That's about it. But then one day when I came back to Cincinnati, I had met a dude, older guy. I got introduced to him from my cousin, a female cousin. And she introduced me to this dude, whatever. He was older. And he ended up being a robbery boy from out my way.
Uh-huh.
And long story short, me and him had started talking and really rapping. Because even though I was young, I was very versed in street and street. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up in it.
Yeah.
So I was very, very mature in the streets.
Yeah.
But now, mind you, I'm still a kid. So, as we hanging out more and more frequently, he's showing me kind of like a loving, brotherly love type of vibe. So naturally, I'm like, respecting it because by me not having a father figure at home, I did have an older brother, but he was older. So by him being older, he wasn't really in the home a lot. And he wasn't really paying me no attention. I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really see much of him. And I had a sister also, older sister, but she didn't live with me. She lived in Texas with her father. So it was just me, the baby, at home, dealing with a lot of harsh realities while my siblings was gone. I naturally gravitated towards this guy. And he would always have my back, and I would always have his back. And so it was kind of like natural, you know what I'm saying, camaraderie amongst each other.
Yeah.
But so later on, he finally introduced me to a new game of hustling. Now I'm not just robbing people for pocket change no more. We upping the ante. He tell me, I got a guy, man, we could run up in his house and get $50,000. So I'm like, this is a different type of money than the money that I'm normally getting. You know what I'm saying? So I'm interested in what he's saying because I could use $50,000 for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing him out. So I'm like, what's the deal? What I gotta do? So he like, it's so easy, bruh. It's basically like taking candy from a baby. All you gotta do is just kick in the door, lay everybody down. I already know where the money at. We go straight to the money, get the money, and we out of there. It's drug money, so they can't call the police. What he gonna do? He gotta just take it on the chin. So I'm like, ooh, that sounds pretty nice. So I'm with it. I'm with it. At 15, I'm with it. Let's go. I suit up. I'm ready before you could count to 3. He run the play to me. And I'm already on drill instantly. Now I do it by myself. He don't even go with me. I do
Wow.
it by myself. And I low-key messed the play up because I didn't even get the right play. I didn't even get the right bill in it first.
Oh shit.
I'm telling you, it was crazy. So he tell me, okay, it's this apartment. It's gonna have a green frog in front of the door. Green frog. So on the third floor. So when I get to the 3rd floor, I'm looking at the doors for the frog, and like 3 doors got the frog.
Ah!
So I'm like, so I'm in this bitch like, I'm like, what is going on? Like, so now I'm just going off instinct, trying to think which one is it?
Oh man.
Like real talk, like, cause I don't have time to go back and ask him. It's already in motion. I gotta run with my move. It's now or never.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going off of instinct now. So the first door that I get to beating down, I hear an old lady in there screaming like, ah, I said like
Oh,
that, like,
damn.
get out my door, like, yeah, get out my door. So I'm like, oh, so I know that ain't her shit. I know this ain't the right house. So, and now I'm on a time because I'm making it hot.
Yeah, a
You
lot of
know what I'm
noise. A
saying?
lot of
Now it's
noise.
hot,
Yeah.
a lot of noise. So now I'm on the time. So boom, I go to the next door. Boom, 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 boom. Kick it in. Boom. That was the spot. I do my thing. I already know where the stuff is at. Get the stuff. Get out of there. Boom. Now, when I get the stuff, I take it back to bruh. We break everything down. Everything was peace. You know what I'm saying? Everything was peace. That was my first introduction into, you know,
A step up.
kicking doors and getting large amounts of money very quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And this is how it was getting done. Bruh, he was older than me. I'm a kid. I'm 15. Bruh, at this time, is 30 years old who I'm hanging with. Who he putting me on these licks. Now, he just came home from doing 6-8 years in prison. He's swole. You know what I'm saying? Tattoos everywhere. I'm talking about everybody scared of dude. So I'm hanging with him and I'm already been building my reputation up. So a lot of people, they fear me. I'm young. I'm up and coming. I'm a threat too. And they knew it. So when they see that I linked up with him, they like, oh, man. Because they know, like, when they see us, it's nothing but trouble. You know what I'm saying? You better be on your best behavior around us. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be put on a plate and you could become a target. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
For real. Like, we had became, like, so treacherous out here that we was literally hitting anybody.
Yeah.
And they knew it. So eventually, bruh, I'm doing this thing with him for a while until one day I had enough little money, bruh, at this time where I really wasn't even pressed to do it no more. Cause I'm a kid, bruh. So when I'm getting large amounts of money like this, like it's not like I'm paying mortgage or, you know what I'm saying? I'm still living.
You having fun with that money.
Right, I'm just really having fun and making sure my dude's cool, but I'm really just having clothes and buying drugs and really just having fun, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing nothing spectacular with the money. Yeah. You feel me? But I'm good. So anyways, I was really low-key cool. So I'm low-key not even smacking licks no more. I'm just really chilling. I remember one day that truancy finally come to my house and they talked to my mom telling her that if I don't go to school, they was gonna lock her up for 30 days if I didn't go to school. Cause I had completely dropped out of school. Like I was not even going. Like I didn't drop out, but I stopped going. You know what I'm saying? And like the whole school year I hadn't been there. So truancy finally came and told my mom that they would lock her up for 30 days if I didn't go to school. Yeah. And so she was crying to me one day. I was just like, all right, Mom, you know, I'll go. You know what I'm saying? I was in the 9th grade, never had been. So I finally get enrolled into this school in my neighborhood. And it was a uniform school. I remember I went and bought a couple uniforms for school. And I finally had started going. It was like fourth quarter already, the end of the school year. So everybody asking like, where had I been? And I was just like, I was out of town. I was like, why wasn't you going to school while you was out of town? And I was just like, you know, I just couldn't, like I couldn't get enrolled or whatever. Like I was just making up a story.
Yeah, I mean, so, you can't even speak to none of these kids about any of the life that you've been living, man.
No, I can't.
None
Like,
of them can
because
relate.
none of them can relate. None of them, like none of them. And I'm supposed to be in like the 10th grade, I think, for real, but I got held back.
Yeah.
So, so I'm already, you know what I'm saying, in a frame of mind where like I really don't even want to be here, but I'm just here because truancy literally said they was gonna lock my mom up if I didn't. So I'm just like, at this point, what else? What else can I do? So I'm going to school basically, but I'm not. Like I'm going here, but I'm doing everything but school. And then I'm bringing a lot of unnecessary trouble to the school.
Of course.
So, so one day I remember I get suspended. I get suspended for not going to class because like I would be at the school. I would literally be at school, but I would not go to any of my the like classes that they had designed for me. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like I would be in a whole another class. One day, my partner, my older dude that I was telling you about, he comes to my house. It's like 2 in the morning, and he's telling me about a lick, about a robbery that he wants to do on somebody. And and at first I was like, I'm cool. I'm like, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. It's late. I'm about to just sit back. And then I remember him telling me it's for $250,000.
That'll wake you up a little bit,
And
huh?
yeah, and then my mind just went, let me go get my stuff. So, so I go get my stuff and I ended up heading out. You know what I'm saying, with bruh. We jump in a car, I get in the back seat. He got somebody else driving. We both get in the back seat. He running down the plate to me. I'm talking about this is spur of the moment. It's about to go down right now. Not tomorrow. Right now. We're about to do this right now. 250,000 tonight. So he's giving me all the information that I need to know. Where we going, who's involved, boom, 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 boom. So just to give you a gist of what's supposed to be going on, it's a girl. She is a upset baby mother who wants to set up her baby dad. So I guess they get into a situation, argument or whatever takes place amongst them. So she reaches out to my homeboy
Mm-mm-mm.
and tells my homeboy that her baby dad has all this money in the house. So as soon as she gives us the green light, we ready. But we have to wait for her to do anything. So as the night is going on, it gets to like 3 o'clock. We finally get hear back from her through a text message, and she tells us to pull up and we could come in and get the money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So me and my boy, we ride on out and head over there. Now, on the way over, I'm so drunk, bruh, and high, bruh, because I low key thought that it was gonna be a dead mission. I didn't honestly think the girl was gonna call back and even tell us anything, bruh. I'm off acid,
Yeah.
I'm on liquor, I've been smoking constantly back to back, like just waiting. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm fried out of my mind at by this time that I'm supposed to be doing this robbery. So now we finally get to the place and I get out. He tell me what building it is, and I get out. Now he don't ever go on none of these licks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He
Oh, hang on one
always
second.
sends me.
All right.
He only sends me all the time. So I want you to pay attention to that though. So when I go in the building this day, boom, 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 I got my hoodie on and I got it string wrapped around hoodie, but I don't have no mask on. So it took me like 5 minutes to even find the place because it was so torn down. Like the apartment building was so torn down. I honestly thought it was abandoned building.
Mm.
I didn't even think anybody lived in this place. Like honestly, like because it had boarded up windows and everything. Like it was crazy. Like, but then I finally found the door to the apartment building, which was uh, a piece of wood, plywood, as a door. So you had to pull back this plywood as a door just to get into the apartment building. So I guess that the apartment building looks disgusting. But the first thing I noticed was these cameras
Oh
in the
man.
corner.
Oh yeah, you in a big spot.
So, but the if you see this building, if you see cameras, you'll honestly be like, those cameras can't work.
Yeah.
Just because of the condition of the building.
Yeah.
So I'm like, those cameras don't work. So I continue to go, on my way to wait outside the door until she lets me in. She was going to unlock the door and let me in the house. And I was going to let her leave the house and go in the car and wait while I do my thing, get the money, and then jump in the car with them. So I'm waiting outside the door for Shorty, and she finally unlocks the door. I hear it, but I got my thing out, boom, out the door. So when she opens the door, she peeks and she looks kind of shocked. I noticed it, but I'm here to do something. So I don't have time to, you know, question it right now. But I did notice the look of shock on her face. And then when I go in, she whispers to me, she says, "It's guns under the couch." So when I get in, my first place I go was the couch. I already had one, but I just wanted to see if what she was saying was true. So I go to the couch because Buddy's supposed to be asleep upstairs. So I don't have to rush, you know what I'm saying, immediately, but you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to go see, boom. But when I go to the couch, I notice there's nothing under the couch.
Mm.
So this is strike two.
Yeah. Set up.
That I'm in my head. Cause everything is very, very, very fast. So when I notice there's no weapons under the couch, I try to lift up the couch under the cushion to see maybe is it under the cushions of the couch. So when I try to go under the cushions of the couch, I notice that the cushions is a latch. So instead of it being cushions on the couch, it's a door that opens, and the whole sofa comes up like a closet or
Like
like a pantry.
yeah.
So now it's a pantry inside of this couch where it would be cushioned. So it's like pairs of shoes right there, and then it's a duffel bag right there. So I grab the duffel bag, unzip it, and it's some weed, some marijuana in the bag, in the duffel bag, like, and some money. I don't know how much money, but I just zipped it back, put it on the table. I gotta go get dude, cause I come here for the big money. This little money in this bag, this a little duffel bag. It was
No
a little
guns
bit.
in there though?
No guns though. So I'm still tripped out about that, but I gotta go do something. So I go upstairs, I'm headed upstairs. It's completely dark. It's completely dark when I walk in. The only light that's coming from the house is from flat screen TV in the living room. Now, normally when I do robberies, I always go to the kitchen. That's one place that I always normally go to first is the kitchen. I don't know what it is about the kitchen and street dudes, but they had a lot of stuff in the kitchen, man. You'll be surprised. But I didn't have the time to do that at this particular time. So I'm headed up the steps to go get dude to tell me where this money is at, because I know he got it hidden in here. So when I'm headed up the steps, boom, I notice it's a bathroom right at the top of the steps. It's a bathroom. I get to the top of the steps. I notice it's a bedroom to the right of the bathroom. And that bedroom door is open. Then I notice it's another door right here to the opposite side of that bedroom. But that door is closed. So like you said, I'm just winging it at this time because I don't even know what room he's in. So I just go with the one that's locked, that's closed, the door that's closed. I go in that room. When I go in there, I see a dude laying down in the bed. So I know it's him. So I approach him, weapon out, boom. I smack him with it. He automatically gets stunned, wake up. I got him clenched up like this, weapon to his head. You already know what time it is, man. Run that. Where that money at? I need that. He's shook. I'm talking about straight out of sleep. He's spooked. He don't know what's going on. The girl that was just asleep next to him is gone. I could just imagine what he thinking.
Yeah.
He had a weapon. He had a weapon next to the bed, and I had already took that and clutched that because he had one next to his nightstand. So he wakes up, shooter in his house. The woman that was sleeping to him is gone. Weapon in his face. I'm asking about money. He acting like he don't know nothing about no money. So this is like probably not even a minute goes by, bro. I heard somebody else walk into the house. Somebody else comes into the house while I got a gun to this man's head, command a robbery. And all I hear is somebody else coming up the steps. And they yelling out stuff. Like they trying to get his attention. But I got this gun to this dude's head. And I'm telling him, if you say one word, I'm going to blow it. It's over with. So he quiet. I can hear this dude walking up the steps. Every step he takes, I can hear it. It's wooden steps. So by the time he gets to the top of the steps, he's still yelling out stuff. He gets to the door. I hear him outside the door. I got the gun to dude's head.
Door open?
As soon as the door opens, everything explodes. Because in my mind, I'm not playing with nobody. I got to get out of here. I'm 15. I'm in this place, in this house. I don't know what's going on. It's over with. I flash. Boom. I turn around, hit the door, hit dude at the door. Boom, boom, boom. All I know is I'm letting this thing go. I got a 4.5. I got a 4.5 high point.
Well, hold on.
Damn.
So, I mean, was he like coming at you or anything? Was he like, did he even have a chance to recognize what was going on, or did you just blast?
Who, the dude at the door?
Yeah.
Nah, he didn't. I didn't give him a chance to even think. I didn't even give him a chance to think. As soon as that door came open, I just started letting go. Cause in my head, it was over with. And luckily I did. Luckily I did think like that. Because that guy that came in the house came in there to kill me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So luckily I did go with my intuition, but it was very unfortunate at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So as I'm shooting back at him, now he is like forced to go backwards. And all I hear is a thud hit the floor. I run out the door and I run down the steps. As I'm running down the steps, I hear gunfire coming back at me. And I rush out the door. I with the bag, with the bag.
Oh, you got the 250?
No.
Oh, that first bag.
I got that bag.
Yeah.
I got that bag from earlier from inside the sofa.
Yeah.
So before I left, boom. Now I'm gone with the bag. Boom. Now when I run out the building, my getaway car is gone. Getaway car, nowhere to be found.
They probably heard them shots took off.
But if they was outside, they would have saw them coming in.
Was it all set up, man?
So look, I'm gonna get to that.
Oh, so look, man.
So look, so I run down the block. I hit this alley. I hit the first alley I see. Boom. Now it's a big oak tree in this alley. So I run behind this oak tree and I try to like get behind it, and I try to like get real still behind this oak tree. Like, and as soon as I did that, bro, no lie, bro, if I'm lying, I'm down, bro. A cop car hits the street right in front of the alley, like hits the street, parks right in front of the alley, flashes the light in front of the alley. While I'm right behind this oak tree, bro. He don't see nothing, so he pushed straight down his block. He got the call though. Yeah. He got the call. You know why he was there. He got the call. Now it's a one way in, one way out street. So I can't leave. So behind this alley, it's some woods. So I walk up these woods as deep as I can into the woods. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm like positioned at the top of these woods, bro. But I'm still on the block that it happened on. But just at the top of these woods. Now I can the place that I'm at in the woods, I can see the whole block where it happened, and I can see all these cop cars pulling up to the crime scene now from the position I'm in these woods. I'm witnessing all these cop cars pulling up to the crime scene and EMUs. People getting took out on stretchers that I had just shot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm so gone to what's really taking place. I don't even know really how to comprehend anything that's taking place.
It's surreal, man.
It's really surreal. It's a real surreal moment for me, bro, at the time. But I can't show no emotion in it either, because one wrong move, it'll get you. It'll cost you your life. One wrong move will cost you your life. If you take too long to think about that decision, it'll cost you your life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like really trying to think on overload right now at this moment. What should my next move be? What is going on? What just actually happened? You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to process a lot right now. Now this took place, this was 3, 4 in the morning. So this is hours later now. The police is all the way gone finally. It's one police left on the block. So as I'm leaving the woods, I finally decide to leave the woods. And as I'm going out the back way of the street, I see one police cruiser patrolling the block. And he parked not facing me. He parked facing the opposite way of me. So he can't see me unless he's looking out his rear view mirror or something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking behind his car now. So I walk straight and go right past, and I walk through these other woods until I get out onto a main street, and I got on a metro bus, and I went back home, and I had the bag. I didn't open the bag until I got home. But when I finally got home, my cousin was home that introduced me to this older dude.
Yeah.
She was there. She was home when I came home.
She probably knew everything was
And,
going on.
and as soon as she saw me, bro, she said, "What did you do?" And I was like, "I ain't do nothing." And she looked at me and she looked at me square in my eyes and she said, "What did you do?" And I said, "I ain't doing nothing." And she said, "You lying." And she started crying, bro.
She
I'll
knew.
never forget that. I'll never forget that, bro. I'll never forget that, bro. I ain't had time to, you feel me? It's a lot going on right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So even though I'm noticing these things, I don't have time to dwell in it. I push past her. Even though she crying, I push past her. Walk to my room, go in the bag, look in the bag. It's a couple ounces of weed and a couple $1,000. That's it, bro. That was like $10,000, not even nothing. You know what I'm saying? So all that happened for $10,000 and a couple ounces of weed.
That's usually how it goes, man. You know?
Yep, yep. And so after that wore off, like, that wore off on me. I'm back outside, same weapon on me that I just did all this stuff with. I'm spending the money, smoking the weed, you know, not laughing like it's funny though, bro.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
laughing like it's funny, bro, because I was very ignorant, bro.
You're laughing at
You
the
feel me?
stupidity of it.
I'm laughing at the stupidity, bro. And I'm running around the hood like as if nothing ever took place, bro. Like literally. And I remember running into somebody like a couple days later. I was on my way to the store, and they was like, "Hey, man, I saw you on the news."
Oh, shit.
And I was like, I'm like, "Nah, damn, that wasn't me." They was like, "Nah, that was you. That was you. I seen you on the news." And I'm like, "Nah, that wasn't me." But in my head, I'm like, "Was I on the news?" So I go home and I'm watching the news like all day trying to see if I see myself on the news. I never do though. I never see it. I never see it. So I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I go back outside. I'm shooting my regular. And I hadn't even ran into bro yet, my older dude that even turned me on to the move in the first place. I still haven't even ran into him. So,
Him,
Monday,
the girl,
or the girl.
or whoever else, I'm pretty sure it's all you really named, but
Right.
they're probably just even more worried than you are, because they know they're going to go down for it just as well, probably.
Right. And they older, so I'm pretty sure that they was thinking about a lot more than I was.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So so I go to school and I'm doing my regular, you know what I'm saying, as if nothing ever happened. And I'm coming to school, smoking every day, just doing my regular, like doing my regular. And like a week passed, and I remember I went to school. It was a Friday. This was a week later. So it was a Friday, and I remember it like it was yesterday. It was Friday, the last day of school. It was about to be the weekend. I was excited. I had some act lined up for after school with a little girl, and I was just, living my best life. And I remember I got suspended that day. The same day I got suspended because I wasn't going to none of my classes. I was, just in every other class but mine, like I was telling you. And so they suspended me for that. They gave me 3 days suspension for that. But at the high school I was going to, normally like they would make you go home when you get suspended. But at my school, they don't make you uh, go home when you get suspended. Just at the end of the day, just know you're suspended. So, Monday don't come to school. You know what I'm saying? Or,
Yeah.
the next day don't come back to school. So, so they told me they were going to give me my suspension papers at the end of the day also. So I'm in fourth bill, the last bill of the day. I'm sitting in class, waiting for the class to be over with. And all of a sudden, I hear the security guard come in the classroom, and he asked, "Was I in the class?" I remember the teacher looking at me, and I remember the whole classroom looking at me as well. Because you got to understand, I'm still low key fresh to the school because I just started going.
Yeah.
So they all looked at me, and it's like when the security guard had got confirmation that I was in the classroom, U.S. Marshals and Joint Task Force rushed my class
Wow.
and proceeded to arrest me in front of all my classmates.
Mm. Yeah, that I guarantee they none of them will forget that day as long as they live.
Right. Yeah. U.S. Marshals and Joint Task Force, fully dressed, came into my ninth grade classroom and arrested me at school
Wow, crazy man.
and walked me out in front of the whole school. Yeah, and I talk about that in a lot of my music too, man. So yeah, and so as I'm walking out, I remember asking one of the guys who had me in handcuffs, what was I being arrested for? And he was like, "We don't know. We just came to get you." And I'm low key serious. So when I go outside, they in all unmarked cars, no police cars, all unmarked cars, trucks and other cars, and they put me in a truck and they took me to the homicide building, district. I want to say 8. So I end up going down there, and when I got into the detective room, you know, I've been down this road before. I've been down this road before. I'm not new to the whole, bad cop, good cop. Any questions? Like I was very familiar with this room, and at this time, I had already basically not to say anything to these people because anything that you say will be and can be held against you. My mom, she versed me very well in the law when I was young, growing up. She consistently and always hammered into my brain at a young age. Never speak to the police. Um, if you ever get grabbed by the police for any reason, I always tell them that you want your mom. Um, and that's it. That's the end of the story. And that's what I always ran with. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what my mom told me. And I listened to my mom pretty much when it came to street stuff. I listened very, very much to my mom. You know what I'm saying? Because she was in the streets. So she knew. So when it got to that point, I told him, I'm 15 years old. I like to speak to my mom. I want my mom present. So that was the end of the discussion. They ended up contacting my mom. My mom did come down there, but they told her that I was being held for a murder. And that if she wanted to see me, she would have to go to the juvenile detention center and see me. And they was transferring me until further notice. You know what I'm saying?
They told
And
you though already what you were charged with.
yeah, they did. Yeah, they was pretty much upfront with it from the beginning what I was there for, and you know, and that's what it was. And so they transferred me to what they call 2020 in Cincinnati, Sarge Juvenile Detention Center. And I was 15 at that time. It was it was like September 2009 when I caught my case, and I turned my birthday is in December, so I still had a couple months until I turned 16. You know what I'm saying? 4 or 5 months, something like that, until I turned 16. And they held me in the juvenile detention center until I turned 16, and then they ended up bounding me over as an adult.
Mm.
I tried to keep my case remaining in the juvenile court system, but because of the severity of the case and because of the parents consistent badgering of the prosecutor to bound the case over, 9 times out of 10, prosecutors always oblige with the victims. So that's what happened, and I eventually ended up getting bound over on my 16th birthday, and I got sent to the Justice Center County Jail, where I was held on a juvenile tank in the juvenile pod, but amongst other adults, in a pod right next to me. The grown-ups would come and give us our food. They would do our laundry. They would cut our hair. I was in, close proximity with adults all the time. So, if an adult wanted to do any harm to me or anything like that, it was very possible for that to be done. You know what I'm saying? In the same facility that I was being held. So when I first, because I don't want to glaze over my juvenile detention center experience, because it was a pivotal experience in my journey. So I'm in juvenile in the 2020, and while I'm in there, word is traveling fast about what I did amongst inmates and what I'm in there for. And so it doesn't take long for me to run into some of this dude's family while I'm in here. I remember getting a knock through the window from another dude, another little boy on another pod. And he was telling me basically that he knew what I was in there for and what I had done. And that was his family. And that when he caught up with me, it was going to be repercussions because of what I had done. But this is through a glass, so he can't touch me. But he
Yeah.
just very vocal about, how he feels, which I understand. You know what I'm saying? Anybody would be. But now I'm on guard. Now I know I have to be on the lookout for this dude because this dude wants to hurt me. It don't take long before I run into him. Because in a juvenile facility, it's not like we lock down 24/7. We move around. We go. They try to do as much as keep us kind of like a boot camp or something. Like you still have activities. Like you still have art class. You still have to go to school. You still got computer class, library, little things of that nature for the juveniles to attend throughout the day, so they're not just sitting in a pod all day. So as we walk in on one side of the hallway, it's another pod walking that just left from the art class, walking on the other side of the hallway. And this happens to be his block. That the guy who said when he saw me, he was going to do something to me because I did something to his people. So as his his pod is walking down the hall. I notice him. He notices me, but he doesn't do anything. So as soon as I notice that, I bust my move. I run across the highway and I just start punching him. And we get into a fight in the hallway, and we eventually get separated from staff members, and they took us back to our block and put us in our room for a couple of hours, and that was it. So I get into the fight with him. That was my first fight. And then I remember getting into another situation at here in the 2020, because this was another experience that I had to go through, another lesson that I had to figure out, of prison, which was to, watch what you say,
Yeah.
be mindful of what you're talking about, and don't just be running your mouth to anybody.
Yeah.
Because one day I was sitting there and I was chit chatting with some guys that I was in there with. And, we just basically running stories back and forth with each other, old stories about the streets and, what neighborhoods we come from and what we all used to be doing and who we used to hang out with, things like that. And I'm telling the story to these dudes. We all sitting in it like a circle. I'm telling a story about a robbery that I had committed one day on the streets. And as I'm telling this story, I'm seeing names and everything. And these dudes like get real interested in the story that I'm telling. And I notice that their eyes get real deep with interest.
Yeah. Tell me more, man. Tell me more. That
Right.
type of thing.
Right. Right.
The game begins. The mental warfare begins.
So I'm noticing a deep interest, but it's too late. I'm already in my story, so I have to continue with the story.
Yeah.
I can't just stop with the story. So I continue to tell the story, but I'm on guard though now a little bit. So as I'm telling the story, out of nowhere, the dude's like, man, that's my people you talking about, man. And no BS, bro. I'm in my head, I'm like, dang, what the did I just do?
Yeah.
But the words that come out of my mouth, I'm like, and what? So what? What you want to do about it? You know what I'm saying? So even though in my head, in my heart, I'm like, oh man, I know, even at this age, I know I can't freeze up under pressure. I know I gotta follow through with whatever I'm saying. I gotta stand on it. I know that. I didn't just start this now, you know what I'm saying? I've been involved in a lot of street activity for a long time. It's unfortunate that I'm in prison right now and going through these motions, but I'm learning how to handle myself. I always knew how to handle myself. I'm just learning, how to better handle myself.
Yeah. It's all the same game, but a few different side quests and lockup, man.
For sure. It's a lot of different side quests and lockup, bro, for sure. So, so when he said that, I'm like, yeah, so what you want to do? So he like, yeah, we got to fight. So we didn't crash out on one another or nothing like that, though. We just really got, a one-on-one fight with each other. And after that, we really was cool with each other. You know what I'm saying? We ended up being cordial with one another. Like, I ended up seeing him later on in prison time as we turned into adults. I would see him, and we was very cool in our journey because we had went through that experience with one another. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of like had made a weird kind of bond later on and in lockup. But
Well,
so,
hold on. Do you think you won that little squabble?
oh man, for sure. Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
kicked his ass. I kicked his
That's
ass.
why it's all copacetic now. He wants to be friends now.
That might be why. Like, he like, man, I'm cool with you, bro.
Yeah, we good.
Right, we're gonna let bygones be bygones on that one.
All right. Yeah, that definitely could add a big factor to play in that. But hey, look, I got into situations sometimes, and I wasn't completely terrified individual. And after the fight, man, we were close to, I wasn't scared. We no one was scared of each other, but That's how
Nah,
it
for
goes
sure.
sometimes. It's like a little fight. It
Yeah,
makes
for
you
sure.
makes you a little closer, man.
Yeah, yeah, that's how it be sometimes. It be weird. It's weird how that works, but
It
it
is
be like
weird.
that sometimes
It
though, for
does.
real.
Yep.
Yeah. So so I think that was like maybe like the most of my fighting experiences in that 2020 in that juvenile facility. Um, but I was just going through the motions. I was start working out. I started working out real heavy, and then when I ended up getting bound over at 16 and placed in a county jail, that's when things really took like a whole different turn for themselves because the 2020 was kind of preparing me for the county, but it was something totally different that nothing could really prepare you for. My first plea agreement that they gave me was like 25 to life.
Plea deal?
That was the first offer.
Okay, so 25 to life was the first deal they came at you with, and you said, I'm guessing, hell no.
Yeah, I wasn't taking that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wasn't taking that. It wasn't no way. But I was real close with my mom, bro. And like me and my mom was real close. Like, and so I would go to her for a lot of advice. And, whatever she was really feeling, I would like, lean towards that because I just always looked at it like, my mom, she knows best. And if she can deal with it, I can deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So we was a pretty strong power couple together. And I felt like we was really like, it wasn't nothing we could do. When they would come with these offers at me, I would go to her and I would ask her, like, should I do this? Should I do that? And she would tell me like, no. You know what I'm saying? So I would be like, nah, I'm cool. I think the next one was like 20 flat.
That's a lot better
And I
than
was like,
life.
it's a lot better than life, for sure.
And
For
a lot
sure,
of
bro.
people, knowing that they're completely guilty of the crime, they'll say, you know what? Those are my best chances. I might as well jump on the 20, Were you really thinking about doing it?
Nah, hell nah. Hell nah. I was thinking maybe like 15. I was thinking like
Yeah, a little
15.
15, smooth 15 jank, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna snatch a fit in. But then they they came with they came with 13. They came with 13, bro, finally. But look, so before we get into all that though, so boom. So I go in the county, bro. And my first day in the county, bro, I'll never forget who I meet. And you probably know him, bro. You probably talked about him on your channel before. His name is Anthony Kirkland. If you don't know who Anthony Kirkland is, you need to do your homework. Do your homework on Anthony Kirkland out of Cincinnati, Ohio, serial killer.
Oh man, it sounds familiar, man. I'm gonna look it up when I'm done. But that was one of the first people you say you met?
That's the first dude I met incarcerated,
Oh,
bro.
serial killer, man.
Serial killer Anthony Kirkland, bro. The guards, they told me like, you next door to Anthony Kirkland. And I was like,
Who's
what?
that? Oh, you knew who he was.
Yeah, Anthony Kirkland, the celebrity. And so I started beating on the door. On the wall, I started beating on the wall like, Anthony, why you do that to them girls? Because he killed a lot of girls, bro, in my city. Like a lot of girls, like. And he was burning their bodies alive, burning their bodies under this bridge in my city. And I lived in the neighborhood.
Bro, I just looked up his picture. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, bro. And so that was crazy. And then that was just in a medical pod. They had me in there waiting to go upstairs and I meet him.
Did he reply to you when you said that to him?
Yeah, finally he did. He was like, everybody wanna know. Everybody wanna know why, why. But don't nobody ask what they did to me. Don't nobody want. Don't nobody ask why they did that to me. He started talking crazy, bro.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he started going crazy, bro. And I was just like, I was so thrilled. I'm like, still like, you know what I'm saying? Like, still like, F you, like, I ain't trying to hear none of that. You know what I'm saying?
And
But
see, a lot of people don't understand just chatting with someone through the door like that is entertainment.
yeah, it's entertainment. Yeah, it's entertainment. It was helping my time go past for
Yeah,
sure.
big for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
helping my time go past for sure. So, wrecking with him. He
Yeah.
losing his mind over there. So they finally sent me upstairs with the other kids. And when they sent me on the pod, it was on lockdown at the time. Like it was during count time. So everybody was in their cell still when I came on the pod. So I go in my room and stuff and I unpack my stuff, my little toiletries with my one sheet, my one little blanket. And then like 20 minutes had went past and they finally let us out. And so now all the doors pop and it's 30 kids, teenage boys from ages 11 to 17 on a pod with me.
And this is the jail.
And this is the county.
Yeah, they turned you over now. Okay.
Right, right. Oh, right. And so now these boys is and we on a pod by ourselves. Like, there's no security in here, there's no officers in here, no staff. Like, we on a pod by ourselves. And it's like 25 of us just running rampant on this pod. And we into like in literally anything you could think of. Like, it's so much going on in this one place. Like, like, and if you can't survive, you're gonna get ate alive, literally,
Yeah,
because it's no mercy. Like, kids can be cruel, bro. You know what I'm saying? For real,
for sure.
especially being locked up. Like, it's like the savage comes out of you.
You're so
Like when you
bored,
locked up.
man. You know, you're so bored. You just do anything to make you laugh or just start a
For
fight and
real,
get a little entertainment. You know.
because I remember we used to throw milk. We used to have these milk like the cartons of milk that they would give us in the morning. They would give you 2 cartons of milk every morning, and we would, as a game, this is what we would do. We would all save our milks and put them in our room and just save them for like days until they get real spoiled
Stinking.
and it would get real stink, and then we would smack those with the spoiled milks
Oh,
until they burst on their face or on their clothes everywhere. Like, we just doing anything to pass time. I remember I had got tried. Like a couple of days, as soon as I came, somebody stole some stuff from me out of my room while I was in the shower. Just heart checking me, trying to see where I'm at, and trying to see if I'm a bitch or if I'm gonna stand up for my stuff. You feel me?
yeah.
And they didn't steal no food. They had took some hygiene. They had took like some shampoo and a couple bars of soap. And I remember because I didn't close my door. I didn't lock my door. Like, you could lock your door when you leave and go to the shower and stuff like that. But I didn't do
That's
that because
scary. That's scary inmate activity.
right, that scary inmate activity for sure, bro. So, and so I'd rather just take the risk. And if somebody take my stuff, I'm just gonna go ahead and go with whatever comes with after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was just willing to take that risk. So I left my door open, got in the shower, boom, came out. My stuff was missing. I realized I came out on a pod, made a big scene about it. You feel me? I'm yelling, you know what I'm saying? Telling everybody they're a bitch. If they don't give my shit back, I'm going in everybody's cell. Um, and so I'm like, y'all got 5 minutes. I'm like, y'all got 5 minutes. Bring my shit back. If my stuff don't get back, I'm going to niggas' steals. I'm taking everything. So I go back in my room and I'm putting my shoes on. I'm about to, you know what I'm saying, start going to people's steals and taking whatever I want until my stuff come back. Not even 2 minutes later, bruh, somebody come in my cell with my stuff that they had took out of there and was like, man, we was just trying to see what you was on, bro. This, that, and the third. Like basically just telling me that they was trying to test me. And even though they was just trying to test me, I still was mad about it and still made them fight me. Just because he been playing with me like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of it all, like, I understood what they was doing, but at the same time, I still stood on, y'all should have never went in my cell in the first place playing with me at all. Don't test me. I ain't the one to get tested. I test people. Don't test me like that. Because in my young man, even at 15 years old, I'm already thinking, I'm in here for a murder. I know I'm about to be away for a long time. I don't know how long yet, but I know I'm about to be in here for a minute, and this is about to be my home. I'm gonna have to live in here, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? But I realized that though at a very young age, quick though, and that was just how I looked at it. So instead of me being a victim in here, I became kind of like a predator. It's like a dog eat dog world in there, bro. And the more you fear it, it's like the more respect you get. And that's how I looked at it. So that's how I went about doing my time for real, bro. Like, I always wanted to make a name for myself, bro. Like I worked out a lot and I just fought. You feel me? Like, and that's how I earned my name. That's how I earned my reputation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but then I always had like another side of me though. That's very leadership quality, very intellectual, very smart. And if you couldn't hold your own, it was bad for you. Cause I was extorting people already. Like if you was weak, like I was taking your food. Like that's what I was into. Like you owe me, like now I need I need $5 from commissary every week, or like.
Well, let me ask you this: the extortionist, all right? You're the extortionist.
Yeah.
What would you do? I don't know if you even had a situation like this happen, but what, hypothetically, if it hasn't, if you were going to extort someone and they fought back, what would that look like? Because, you know, a lot of people out here get it twisted, all right? They say, fight back, you'll be respected. But the places I've seen, you fight back, you'll get your ass whooped, and they'll take all your stuff the next commissary again. So how was it for you, man? I mean, certain people, was it like that, where you respected them a little more if they gave you kickback, or was it just, it didn't mean nothing?
See, in my honest opinion, I feel like this, bro. If you fight back and you get dog walked when you fight back, then I feel like 9 times out of 10, yeah, you're going to probably get your stuff took again. But if you fight back and you holding your own, like really holding your own, like dinner making dude, like going to second guess even taking your stuff, then I feel like then you'll get your respect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
so it's just like,
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, for real. That's how I see it. Because now that person that took your stuff, they're gonna second guess it the second time.
Yeah,
because they're gonna be like, "Oh, we came with some heat." Like, hold on,
it's gonna be a little work. Be a little work.
You know what I'm saying? So it ain't just gonna be easy. Is what I'm saying. If you know it's gonna be easy, you're more likely to attempt it again. But if you know it's not gonna be that easy, then you might not try it again. You feel me? It just depends on the person too. Because maybe you got a gang behind you, and the more people you know, you fearless. You know what I'm saying? If it's 3-4 of y'all going in there trying to hem them up, it don't matter how much work you got.
Yeah.
If it's 3-4 of y'all, it ain't nothing you can do.
Yeah.
I'll tell yourself every time if we want.
Yeah.
Unless you try to stab us or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and that happened to me before where I took somebody's stuff and they had bucked back on me. When I first turned when I turned fresh 18. But I'll tell you about that later on.
All
but right. So at this time though, bruh, you know, I'm getting into that though. I'm getting into, you know, extorting people, people paying me for protection already in juvenile because of my size. Cause you gotta think, I'm tall and now I'm working out. So it's like my height with my size. It was like they was like, mm, uh, you feel me? So
Yeah.
a lot of people ain't want to go against this. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people ain't want to go against this, bro. I'm just being honest. And so they would, try to get under my wing, try to play me close. You feel me? So wouldn't nobody mess with them. Things like that. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
They would pay me. They would pay me to protect them and just have they back and make sure ain't nobody mess with them and things like that too. You feel me? So I was getting into that early, already 16, and then when I turned 17, they finally sentenced me. They
They
finally
sentenced you.
sentenced me to Yeah, they finally sentenced me to 13 years, bro.
What you took the
Uh,
13?
yeah, my lawyer came to me one day. He said he had a deal that he talked about on my behalf, because due to my age, that he could get me 8 years, and that was great news for me. That was the best offer that I had gotten that far. You know what I'm saying? So 8 years was like, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll sign a paper right now.
Wait, so the 13 that they shot you, you didn't take at first?
Nah. So what ended up happening was it wasn't 8 years. It was actually 13 years.
Oh,
That the
okay. Okay.
it ended up actually being 13 years, but he was trying to juice it up because he wanted me to take the offer.
Oh, he was saying probably with
And
good time, all this, that, and the third, you do 8. That's probably what he was
right,
saying, something like that. Yeah.
that's what he was. So he was trying to juice it up, make it sound good. But when I ended up going in the courtroom, it had ultimately been 13 years. But that was still the best offer that I was gonna get.
Yeah.
That was still the best offer I was gonna get, and I knew that.
And you're
So
young. You're going to get out in
I
your
was,
prime.
and I knew that, and so I ended up taking that 13, and that was the best thing that I could have got, bro. Because I know guys, bro, that that are incarcerated for the same offense, and they're literally never coming home. Literally never coming home, bro. So,
Yeah.
I really count my blessings, bro. Like every single day that I made it out and that I'm here, bro.
And that it
Speaking to
happened
you right
when,
now, bro.
and that it happened when you were so young. You know what I
And that
mean?
it happened when I was young, bro. I hate that it happened at all. I hate that it happened at all, bro.
Yeah,
But
for
under
sure.
the situation, bro, under the circumstance, I am happy that it happened while I was still young. Because I
Yeah.
know a lot of guys, bro, they come home and they in their 40s and 50s and 60s, and they just, it's over. Their life is just completely over with, bro. So now I'm 17, since the 13 years, and I'm on my way to prison now.
First and foremost, the story leading up to the 13 years is absolutely insane, man. That is, if someone were to read that, they could easily think that it's fiction because it's so crazy. It's just like,
Yeah, I wrote 2 books too. I was incarcerated, bro. I'm gonna share
yeah,
about them in the next one.
yeah, for sure. Well, you can tell it to us now a little bit in a second because I want to hear what you got going on. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wrap this one up. I really wanted y'all to hear how this all unfolded, man. How a 15-year-old ends up going to lock up for murder, and how it just all begins. It's just a crazy, crazy turn of events, one after another. And so on the part 2, we're gonna hear the prison stuff, how you survived that, your wildest moments, all that good thing, all that good stuff. But what do you got? I want to hear what you got going on now, man. I know you're trying to get into the social media realm with the whole prison genre thing and the music. You got music going on. Break it down to the people that want to follow you, man. Where they can get to you.
Yeah, for sure, man. So like I told y'all earlier, I go by the Big Seven, the Big Seven, the number 7, EVN on all platforms. I got music on all platforms: Apple, iTunes, Spotify, anything with music playing on it, and you can check my music out on
I haven't
YouTube.
tuned into it yet. Is it R&B, rap? What kind of music is it?
So I do kind of like rap R&B.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do melodies, a lot of good melodies, a lot of good music. I speak about, my experiences growing up, incarcerated. I speak about what I'm going through now, my transition coming from prison, what I'm dealing with on a day-to-day basis, my daily grind, how I'm, trying to turn my pain into profit. I also have a YouTube channel, Seven Society TV, that people can subscribe to and follow. Releasing content, trying to release content more often and frequently for everybody. Just sharing my experiences growing up in prison at 15 years old. I have a lot of wild stories, but I also have a lot of lessons that
Oh, you
you
froze
can
up a
learn
little
from these
bit.
stories, and I would love to share with people. I have been through a lot, but
Hey,
my
hang on 1 second. You hear me?
yeah,
I hate to stop you, but you froze up.
yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Letting people know exactly. You say you got a lot of stories. You've been letting people know exactly your life story. That's what to be
yeah, for
expecting over there.
Yeah, for sure, man. So when you come my way, man, just know that you'll be hearing a lot of, firsthand experiences from myself, talking about pain, suffering, loss, the ups, the downsides of everything. Uh, it's not all bad though. I got a lot of good things going for myself. I was just out of town in Houston with young boy NBA artist P Youngin and Rico Taliban. So I've been doing a lot of good things, major things. A lot of people been wanting to do this interview that you're doing with me right now, man. But I really wanted to do it with you, bro, because this is something that the lane that I'm in. You doing the same thing that I, aspire to do one day. So this was a major for me, bro, to be able to share my story on your platform, bro.
Well, hey, look. I tell everybody the same thing, man. It's always a pleasure to hear someone's story on here, man. Especially, when you come to this channel, you get authenticity. I didn't ask you nothing about your life for the most part. I like to hear your story straight from the gate, right here with the viewers. So, I mean, this is as real as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. When it comes down to this
Yeah, for
kind of
sure, bro.
content, you ain't gonna get no realer, And if they do, they're gonna be getting indicted because they probably talked a little too much. You know what I mean? So this is as
Nah,
real as
for
it's
real.
gonna get. And honestly, bro, like I said, I've interviewed a lot of people, and I really think that you're going to be a success in this whole prison genre type of thing. Whatever you decide to take, man, I think you're going to be a success at it. And that's just me, my 2 cents. You heard it here first. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
for sure. Yeah,
and
for
I
sure.
and I already told you,
Yeah.
man. I really wish the best for everyone that comes onto this channel, man. I'm not just here to hear your story, man. I want y'all
Ain't no
to
mystery.
succeed, man. You know what I mean?
Ain't no mystery.
So,
Ain't no mystery, bro.
and
And I support everything you got going on over there, man, and all your endeavors, man. This ain't gonna be our first, but not our last, though, bro.
That's for sure. And look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna make sure everything that he's named, that he's got going on, I'm gonna have it linked in the description of the video and pinned in the comments section. So, I love to see new faces in this game, this little genre, man, and I really hope to see you go a long way. You know what I mean? And I'm really looking forward to the part 2. I can only imagine what kind of stuff you've seen in the old penitentiary. But hey, look, to close it out. Maybe you already named it. I'm not quite sure, but if you can speak about it, what do you think would be? Well, actually, I got 2 questions. The first one is, what do you think would be the craziest thing that you've seen, whether pertaining to you or someone else in jail?
Man, you about to make me start having PTSD on here,
Oh
man. Thinking about that
no,
stuff, man.
no,
Hey, but
no.
look, but nah, I'm gonna tell you though, bro. I'm gonna tell you because people need to know this, bro. This reality that's really taking place behind the walls, man. And it's
Yep.
really unfortunate and it's scary, man. And a lot of people they be in a rush to get locked up, but you don't realize what's taking place behind those walls. It's a whole nother life, man. A whole nother life that a lot of people, I'm telling you, you would not want to go through. You would not want anybody to go through, not your family members, not nobody that you love to ever experience, man. You feel me?
Yeah.
And the way that I think this myself, um, well, I first saw, consensual sex. with two men take place when I was walking past a cell one day. I was 18, and this is how I learned to keep your head like up, but
It's already sounded like one of the first times I've seen it, man.
it's like a lesson. Like you keep your head up, but you keep your head down. Like you know what I'm saying? Like yeah, it's crazy, bro. Like because you'll just be so naive. You're so naive and just so mindless to certain things in this world that's taking place.
Yeah.
And you walking around and you not knowing that it's things taking place in here that you might not want to see.
Yeah.
You might not want to see that. But if you looking, you gonna see it.
Yeah.
And so, I'm just being naive and walking and I'm looking at people's cells, walking past, looking at people's cells as I'm walking. And and I seen something traumatizing. Like two men actually, having consensual sex. And it blew my mind.
Yeah.
But when I saw somebody get raped, I was in a shower and I just heard it. You know what I'm saying? And you just hear another man scream. Another man scream is just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Like hearing a man scream like a little girl. That's just something different, bro.
Was it a group attack or a single guy going in?
Yeah, and I was a single guy going on this white dude, little young white dude too. And I remember that when I heard the screams, I didn't know exactly who it was at the time that was getting raped. But I later on found out somebody told me, and I was like,
Well, we're going to dive more into the prison scene on the part 2, man. I got a lot of questions about that. Coming from, well, I'm going to give people a little quick Easter egg right now before we close it out again. I still got one more question for you, but ladies and gentlemen, I don't know nothing about it, but the first time I've ever heard anything like this, and I was asking him a question before the interview, and he said that in prison he started his own gang, right? So that's what I'm really looking forward to seeing how that played out in the part.
Hey, that's so crazy you say that because I'm looking at that 7 on your arm right now.
Oh no, don't let it be your. This is 757. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm guessing
that sound like that's lit right there.
that's the area code where I grew up in. But look, man, I'm guessing that's probably one of your go-to numbers, the 7, huh?
The 7 and a 5, man, and a 7.
Man. Don't let me go up into your cell block. I'm getting got. Hey, look, I appreciate you coming on and opening up about the first half. And ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I'm going to have everything linked in the comment section description of the video. But I would like to close it out with one more question, man. And that is, I just had my screen flash. That is, what would you say is the key to you? Because you've been out 2 years now, which is
I've been free 2 years.
A hike for someone that's been through what you've been through. You know what I mean? What do you think is helping? What would you think is the key to keeping you free?
Well, the main thing, man, I have to give all credit, man, to the Most High, man. And then second, man, I have to thank my wife too, man. She's been a beautiful blessing in my life. She was holding me down while I was incarcerated and just always being a very great support in my life and in my corner, man, for me. And she has made this transition from me coming home 1,000 times greater than it ever could have been. I don't know how I would have done it without her, for real, to be honest. So she played a major role in it because she just keeps me focused. She strengthens me on days when I don't have no strength. You feel me? And sometimes, bro, that can go a long way. Just having somebody in your corner that really cares about you, like really cares about your well-being, really cares about your mind, really cares about your outcome, like your day-to-day, like it's just all about who you surround yourself with. Because when I came home, I had choices. I could have ran with my old crews. I I could have ran with my old dudes, you know what I'm saying? But they ain't doing nothing. They doing the same stuff that that's gonna lead them to where I just came from, or maybe death. You feel me? And I'm seeing a lot of my homies is dead that I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? So I just know that I had a choice, bro, when I came home. Um, and I know that I don't want to be back in that place where I just came from for sure, because I did too much time behind that wall already. I paid my time, and you know I'm ready to live life. I got incarcerated at 15 years old. I spent my childhood in prison. You know what I'm saying? So, all I really know is prison. You feel me? So now I'm just, just taking my time free to enjoy being home, grateful that I'm alive and well, mental, mentally, spiritually. I still have my manhood. You feel me? So, it's a lot to be grateful for, bruh. And now I'm just working, back to work, back to transitioning. Life don't stop. You know what I'm saying? You have to continue on, progressing, moving forward, and just taking the next step. Uh, I be working. I work almost every day. Along with my music, I have a 9 to 5. You feel me? So, you, you want things in life. It don't stop. You have to keep going. And I'm just here to motivate people and let them know that, the grind don't stop, the struggle don't stop. You feel me? And that you can do it. It don't matter what you go through, you can achieve whatever you want in life. Just keep pushing forward. I'm a testimony of that.